morning, teacher.
Good morning, students. Here's an interesting news for you all. The audition date for the history play competition held every Independence Day has come.
Wow, what's our topic this year?
The topic for your class is 18th century political formations in India.
18th century. I think that's the time when the Mughals started losing their hold and the British power was rising.
Absolutely. The play will depict the breaking down of the Mughal Empire. I am writing down the characters on the board so that you can take your time and decide which role you want to audition for.
Yay! Finally, it's recess time. I just couldn't wait more to discuss the history play auditions. So, have you all decided which role to audition for?
I have decided. I want to play the role of the Royal Mughal Emperor.
The Mughal emperors were just nominal heads. I'd rather be one of the Subedars who control the Mughal emperors.
What are you saying? Mughal emperors weren't just nominal heads. How can we forget the commanding rulers like Akbar, Jahangir, Humayun and Aurangzeb?
I agree that the Mughal emperors till Aurangzeb had control over their nobles. However, the later Mughal emperors weren't as efficient, and hence the empire faced numerous administration problems.
What kind of administration problems?
I read in a comic book on Mughal history that the governors or Subedars were in charge of the revenue and military administration, that is, Diwani and Faujdari. This gave them a strong hold over political, economic and military affairs of the region.
That's right. In fact, the Subedars misused their economic powers. They even stopped sending back the revenue to the emperor, which was to happen from time to time.
Wow, you seem to know a lot of Mughal history, Swati. Where did you learn so much?
Oh, actually, my brother was working on a project on Mughal history last week. He kept me involved in the entire project. That's how I ended up learning so much.
That's interesting.
I have been wondering how come there was such a drastic downfall after Aurangzeb's rule.
The Mughal emperors after Aurangzeb were unable to control the increasing power of the Subedars. The political and economic power gradually shifted from the Mughal emperor to the governors, local chiefs and other groups.
That reminds me, I was watching this show on Discovery Channel yesterday which spoke about the decline of the Mughal Empire. It mentioned Emperor Aurangzeb as one of the major reasons for the decline of the Mughal Empire.
Emperor Aurangzeb? How was he responsible for the decline?
Towards the end of the 17th century, Emperor Aurangzeb had depleted the military and financial resources of his empire by fighting a long war in the Deccan. Thus, the Mughal Empire had already weakened by then.
Hearing all this, I am all the more confused about the character to audition for.
JC, there are 10 to 15 minutes for the break to end. Why don't you do a quick visit to the library and read up a little? It might just help you.
I think that's a great idea. Thanks, Swati. I'll rush to the library. With such less time in hand, what better than to learn from the renowned Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb himself? Hi, I'm JC. My friends and I were discussing the breaking down of the Mughal administration. I wanted to know more about it. And what better could I wish for than meeting Emperor Aurangzeb himself?
Hi, JC. It's nice to know that you and your friends are interested in learning about the Mughal history. How can I help you?
I know that there was a gradual shift in power from the Mughal emperors to the nobles and how the war in the Deccan weakened the Mughal Empire. I'd like to know more about the reasons for the decline of such a strong empire.
Since you have mentioned about the nobles, you should know that they were divided into two major groups, the Iranis and Turanis.
Oh, that's interesting. For the Iranis, the name is self-explanatory. But who are these Turanis?
The Turanis were the nobles of Turkish descent. But let me tell you, the Mughal emperors after me had little control on administration and were puppets in the hands of either of these two powerful groups.
So, the nobles and the weak Mughal emperors after you were some of the reasons behind the decline of the mighty Mughal dynasty? Was there any other reason?
One of the other factors was a ruler of Iran, Nadir Shah. He took the benefit of the Mughal dynasty's weakness and raided Delhi in 1739. To add insult to the injury, he took away a great amount of the Mughal wealth.
That must have been a major blow for the Mughal Empire.
It certainly was. But that wasn't the end of humiliation. The Mughals further faced a series of plundering raids by the Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Abdali. He invaded North India 5 times between 1748 and 1761.
The recess is over. I have to go back to class now. But before that, I want to thank you for sharing such valuable information. Now I'm sure I want to play an early Mughal emperor. I should rush now, or else I shall lose all my power to my mighty teacher.